This is the plaintiff, Deborah Campbell. She says she was walking her dog down the street when a stray dog made a beeline for her and bit her in the leg. The cops traced the dog back to the defendant's house, and somehow the dog was let out. She had to get 7 rabies shots because the defendant's dog was unlicensed and had no tags. The defendant should be punished for being so irresponsible, and she's suing for the $1,500 she's owed. This is the defendant, Jerry Key. He says there's no way his little dog attacked the plaintiff and her dog, and he doesn't know why he's being blamed for something he says never happened. His dog just doesn't go around attacking people. He's a cute little thing that wouldn't harm a fly. Owe her money? No way. He's accused of being out of control.
All parties, please raise your right hand. Be seated. Come to order, please. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Doug.
You're welcome.
Deborah Campbell?
Yes.
You are suing Jerry Key for $1,500 in pain and suffering because his dog attacked you.
Yes.
Tell me what happened.
I was doing my daily walk. I have a beagle, and I usually walk him morning, afternoon, and night.
Oh my gosh, can you go to my place? Morning, afternoon, and night?
Yes, I walk him like about 8 o'clock in the morning. Then I do him walk him in the afternoon, and then I do his last walk.
Okay, that's not for accident. It's actually because the dog. You live in an apartment. So
yes.
You're getting the dog out of the apartment to do his or her business?
Just to do what he has to do.
Gotcha.
And then in between times, I let him in the backyard.
Okay.
I guess this was like in the afternoon. I was taking him for his afternoon walk. And we usually go towards the green because now you can't go on the green. They made a law you can't go on the green with the dogs now because nobody's cleaning the poop up on the green. So we walk around the green. You got to walk him on the sidewalk. So it's a nice little walk, for him. We was walking around in a circle. Was on our way heading back home, and there was a young lady. I guess she was outside somewhere on the porch, and she yelled, "A stray dog is coming!" So I grabbed my dog name is Arrow. I grabbed Arrow. And
Arrow?
Yes, his name is Arrow. I grabbed Arrow and I picked him up because I didn't know where the dog was at and what he was gonna do. So I picked him up. As soon as I picked him up, a little white poodle came across the street and just charged after us and just started attacking me. The police was out there, but he was on the corner in the car. So I'm trying to move, and I'm dodging this way, dodging that way, and I'm like, get off of me, get away, get away, get away, the dog trying to bite me. So Arrow jumped, the dog jumped. You know how when dogs, usually when you pet them, they come up on your leg like this?
Well, they shouldn't, but yes,
right,
I know.
But he jumped up on my leg and he bit me. I guess he was trying to get to Arrow because Arrow was in my arm, but he couldn't get Arrow, so he bit me. So the police see the transaction.
Where did he bite you?
Above my knee.
Okay.
So the police must seen us in the street going, because I was going back and forth like, get away, get away. So the police got out the car, came towards the scene. He grabbed the dog, and the dog went to try to bite the police, but he didn't bite him. But he went to snap at him, and the police was like,
he knows who he can push around.
And I guess so. And the police was like, get away, get away. So the dog fled and walked it towards. He went like straight down, and the police. Thank God the police followed him because the dog went home. After he did the incident, he went home. So the police followed him all the way to the house. And I guess after he brung him in the gate, he brung him in the house and he shut the gate or whatever the police did once he got him in the yard. He came back out, and I couldn't really see where the police was going, so I flagged the cop down and I said, officer. So he
what about me? Right.
He came down the street, and I said, he bit me. And he was like, do you want me to call the ambulance? I was like, I can't get in the ambulance because I got my dog. I need to bring my dog home first. So he said, can I see the bite mark? So I pulled my leg up. I showed him the puncture wound. And he said, well, once you bring your dog home, go to the emergency room. I said, yeah, that's what I'm going to do because I don't know if the dog had rabies or not. So I brought the dog home.
Does a police officer give you the address of the house?
No, because I went to the emergency room. I haven't talked to him. He called the emergency room and made sure I got there and everything. And then I went to the emergency room and they cleaned the wound out and everything. And they gave me rape. They gave me the first day they gave me 4 shots.
Wait. Did the police officer make contact with them to find out whether the dog had its shot?
I think he spoke to someone. I got the police report.
And?
When he had spoken to me,
Actually, I didn't speak with the police because the dog pound in our town was closed for some reason. I don't know why.
They took the dog to the dog pound?
No. The dog pound from the other town called me and asked me, has he had his shots? And I told him he was
Wait, why did the dog pound call you about the shots?
I don't know.
Okay. Animal control calls you about the shots?
Well,
And they
okay.
ask you whether or not the dog has had its shots.
Correct.
Did you show proof of the shots? Or you couldn't find the piece of paper?
I couldn't find the paper, so...
That's what we call then, she's got to get shots thanks to you not having the piece of paper to show it. So you ended up with how many rabies shots? Have you ever had a rabies shot?
I understand what you're saying, Your Honor.
Have you ever had a rabies shot?
Absolutely not, but I have been attacked by a dog.
Have you heard anybody ever tell you what a rabies shot feels like?
Oh, I know, they're terrible.
They're terrible, right?
Yes, they are.
How many shots did you have to get?
When I went to the emergency room, they gave me 4 shots where the puncture wound was at. I had to get a tetanus shot in one arm, a tetanus shot in the other. I had to go back a week later, get another shot. I had to go back 3 days later, get another shot. Then I had to go back another week and get another shot. Then I had to go do a follow-up. Then they gave me antibiotics for it. I have the police report in the hospital.
Show me the police report, show me the pictures. Do you have pictures of the knee?
Yes.
Okay, what happened?
I left my back door open rushing, and if she was bitten, then I really apologize because I've been bitten and I know how that is. My dog is not a vicious dog, and maybe in the excitement when she had her dog in her arm, he likes to play.
Yeah.
He likes to play, and if he bit her, I don't know if she was kicking at him, telling him to get away or what. But he's not just gonna run up to you and attack you.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. So, we get so many of these kids. What percentage of dog owners do you think are irresponsible and shouldn't own dogs?
I'd say around maybe 43%, 40-ish%.
I wasn't thinking of like an odd number like 43. Why so high?
Because people are irresponsible.
Okay, what do you think?
I'd put it pretty low, maybe 15%, because if you have a pet, you want a pet. But
Okay, fair point. And you're going to be in the middle here, I think.
I'd say about a quarter. Quarter of people are pretty irresponsible with their dogs.
I'm going with you. Actually, that sounds about right to me, going inside the courtroom.
Your dog gets out because you're an irresponsible dog owner who didn't lock the gate. The dog ends up biting somebody. She ends up having 437 shots. That's her knee that's all swollen up. And your defense is, nah, that's a nice dog. My dog wouldn't do that. That's your defense? Were you there when the officers came and knocked on the door that day?
No, I was at work.
Was someone else there?
My neighbors.
Your neighbors saw the officers and the officers talked to the neighbors?
I assume.
Well, how'd you find out that the officers had been there, that your dog had gotten out?
When I got there, they said that the police was looking for me, so I called the Derby Police Department, and they told me what happened.
All right. Mr. Key, when were you bitten by a dog?
Approximately about 5 years ago. I was brutally attacked by a dog.
And was the dog a stray? Had the dog gotten out of somebody's yard?
He was standing in the yard, and I walked by.
But not leashed. When you say you walked by, were you on someone's property and it was their dog? Is that what you mean?
Well, the gentleman was standing in the yard with the dog.
Yeah, but not on a leash?
No.
So the dog was loose because
Yeah.
the owner was standing there, and a lot of good it did because the dog went after you, right?
Right, there's no fence.
That's what makes it really odd that you would leave your back gate open. You know what the consequences could be.
Your Honor, I had no idea that I did it. I was rushing that day. I have a business downstairs, and once I go downstairs, I lock that door, and I'm rushing off to work. I don't use the door in the back because it usually stays locked, but the key broke off inside of the lock, so I don't lock it from the outside.
Blah, 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 and the dog ate my homework. Of all the people that should be careful, it's a guy who understands what they're doing to another human being, a guy who's actually gone through it. Okay? And not only does she have to go through the pain of getting bit, she has to go through the pain of the injections, which are, I don't know, was that worse than getting bit?
Yes, it
Yeah,
was.
it is, right? Because it was very painful.
And it was worse than that. I had to walk there.
You had to walk to the
all
hospital?
them times to get the shots.
Why? You had to walk, why? You don't have transportation?
I didn't have transportation.
How far is the hospital from you?
Well, I had to go to Griffin, so it's like,
A block.
A block or a mile and a half?
it's about a mile and a half from where I live at.
Oh my goodness.
I live 5 minutes from the hospital. You can actually see
You know
it.
what? You got the wrong attitude for a guy whose dog got out and who caused this much damage. She didn't have to walk that much. Let her eat cake.
Your Honor, that's
Lock
not,
your door.
that's not what I'm
Lock your
saying.
door
And
and
I
pay
will.
the lady $1,500. Verdict for the plaintiff.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Well, that did not go well for the defendant who comes out on the losing end of this case here. Step on in here. What's your comment?
I apologize for leaving the door open. I sympathize with her.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't come here to try to make myself innocent or to speak up for the dog. I just merely came to let them know what type of dog that he was. All dogs bite. And I'm sorry.
All the way through. You came all the way through this process and got this far just to say that your dog is not mean or vicious or whatever.
He isn't, but I wasn't there, so I can't say that he didn't bite her. He could have.
Why did you make her take you to court? Why couldn't you settle this, sir?
This happened 2 weeks ago, sir.
Yeah.
2 weeks ago.
Right.
I got no mail saying that she was going to sue me. It was stuck in my door. That's all the mail that I got. It was 2 weeks ago. Prior to me being here is when it happened.
Okay. All righty. All right. Head right down this way. I don't know. He says he's sorry and his words are contrite, but does he act sorry to you?
I would have felt a lot more better if he would have came to my house and apologized and at least come and see if I was okay. He never came and followed up on it. He never came to see if I was okay. Never came to see if I was dead or alive or nothing. But I just thank God that everything went into my favor, and I accept his apology.
Okay. Harvey?
Okay, Kurt, if you have a dog owner who lives around you who's really irresponsible, call your local Department of Animal Control. What they can do is they can come out, they can investigate. Ultimately, they can have the dog removed from the neighborhood if the owner doesn't get wise. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.